You know, I said to myself, I was gonna probably do anything I could be doing for my first like DSP video in a while. I didn't think I would be doing this. How could someone who just has such a mistaken idea about RPGs have such a big hatred for something that's making fun of the Mario movie? Alright, let's just see what we can do. This will be a long one. Ignore the clips of music. Let's begin, shall we?
Then every step forward will always be a step closer to home.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Snort, snort, snort. Kogan. Drip, snort, snort. I got the drip. Go.
Give me 1 second because here's what's going on today, okay? Hold on. So, I kid you not, all the weather, all the news stories for this week in this local area said insane amount of rain, unprecedented amount of precipitation coming. There will be no dry break this week for the Seattle area. Everyone's going to get soaked. Guess what the weather is today? Pure sun. There's no clouds in the sky. I don't know how the fuck they're so wrong when they predict the weather. I just don't get it. I don't know how they can be so wrong. Okay?
Okay, for starters, shout out to Snowhawkins for this video. But first thing, Phil complained about the weather. Something he doesn't even deal with all the time. And he acts like, you know, oh, he takes me to all of this way too seriously. He has to make everything an inconvenience to him. Which, what we said, this guy's been a hermit for almost half his life. He decided to move all the way to Washington. But what can we do? He has to make everything an inconvenience to him. That's what happens when you choose to not have any idea about the world around you and that you want to act like everybody else is incompetent what their job is. Or you are a broke bum. What can we do?
Anyway, the reason I bring this up, it's very windy outside today. Twice already, the wind has blown my curtains open, and now the sun is on my PC. I can't have that. So I got to go close it again, and then we'll come back and continue with the show, but I cannot have sun on my PC, so give me a second. I mean, just being real, I just don't understand how meteorologists is like an occupation. It's always wrong. Like, sometimes it's not even close. Today, I literally woke up this morning, and I opened up the news, and it said Seattle area will not be dry all week. Everyone's going to get soaked. And I wake up, and I look out the window, and there's fucking full sun. And I'm like, how can you be this fucking wrong? I just don't understand it.
I mean, for starters, Phil, you wouldn't understand this because you don't understand. It is more like a prediction. Like, meteorologists can only predict the weather or what they can report. And second, you wouldn't understand it because you think that, oh, these guys are just competent, they don't know what they're doing because of convenience. And why are you so autistic about having any heat on your PC? You keep it all the time. So, well, of course you're probably being autistic about it. And next, why does it matter? Like, you're doing everything and you're just doing anything to be a distraction to you. To top all off, it's like, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, but, I don't know, I mean, like I said, I much as I would love to skip through all this. Phil would basically get mad if I take something what he does out of context. So I have to make sure that when I pause, I give you the context of the clip, and then I explain. So, yeah, this is gonna be the most dullest first video of a DSP that I've done in my life.
Anyway, let's continue. Hope everyone's doing well. Today should be a good day. Good variety of stuff. I'm definitely excited to try a new game that I've never played before. You know, it's a franchise that people like. right? Everyone really liked Slay the Spire 1. Now I get to play the sequel. And by the way, I'm just going to say this up front. I don't care it's early access. I'm playing it now while everyone else is playing it and enjoying it. If you ask me to stop playing it because it's early access, I'm just going to remove you from chat. I'm serious. Because people were so unfair to Hades 2 when it was in early access and everyone was liking it. And then people complained, oh, it's early access, stop playing it. Then when I played the full access, no one cared because the game was already a year and a half old. So I'm not going to listen to any naysayers and negative people. I'm just going to play the game and enjoy it, and you're going to shut up about it. I don't want to hear your opinions. If it's the dumb one, that, oh, it's early access, don't play it. I don't want to hear you. Okay?
Phil, once again, doing the same nonsense he did last time. When it came to any game he tried to push up on people. Especially games that, well, most didn't ask for it. Again, he's getting into a fight with a visible crowd doesn't exist. I don't even know who actually plays Slay the Spire 2. I get he's trying to force this new indie crowd on the people, but other than that, it doesn't exist. And again, the reason why people that Hades 2 didn't do well is, well, it's hard to say. One, Phil was not interested to play new games anymore, or any type of game. And two, well, Phil is really not understanding that if people say they don't want to see it, then you should listen to your audience. Phil doesn't try to push games on people, but then also skip games. And that's always the reason why I keep pushing Phil back. He is not going to understand what his audience wants, and he should actually listen to his audience instead of just like blocking them, you know?
Notably, today is Tuesday, and you know what that means? Tuesday is the last day of the week that Kick counts income for the week, meaning anyone who contributes to the streams today, you help me out a lot because I will actually get paid for it today. Not today, but later this week. So if you're watching on Kick today, please, let's get some support. Let's get kicks and subs on Kick today. Let's rally and get support on Kick. Very good. Okay. Gameboy says, what do you think your final stream ever would look like? Will you do anything special? Gameboy, if I have anything to do with it, my final stream is decades away, man. I'm not thinking about my final stream. Here's what I found, all right? In my life, to plan ahead any significant amount of time, meaning like years out, is folly. It's a big mistake. Here's why. Things tend to change all the time, and you can't really plan for them. Like, for example, when I started on YouTube, if you had ever told me that I'd be a full-time live streamer, I would have laughed at you. Okay? When I first started on YouTube, if you had ever told me that I would have done it for a living, I would have laughed at you. Okay? At one point, if you would have told me that I would have been doing incredibly well for myself to the point where my life would turn around, I'd have an insanely good setup, I'd be able to plan for things like actually going on a trip with my wife and stuff like that, I also would have laughed at you, because there was points where it looked like things were never going to get good for me, and I was just going to be basically stuck financially in a horrible place forever. You know what I mean? Life has big ups and downs like this, and any time that I've tried to plan out, oh, what do you want to do with this? What do you want to do with that? You can't, because so many things change, so many factors move, particularly for someone like me whose life is online, a content creator. You know, you got to be moving with the times, adjusting. In 5 years' time, the entire climate of online content creation may change, and I may have to be doing different stuff again. I may have to abandon games and do different kinds of content. You know, who knows? You just don't know. So I couldn't tell you. I have no clue. You know, I want to tell you this. I want to stream for as long as I possibly can because I love it. If it means that I could stream at the end of my life just to share some wisdom, just to hang out with an audience and have a social time and enjoy life together, I would like to do that. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I mean, that would be pretty cool to say, damn, this guy's been streaming since he was in his, late 20s, and he did it his whole life, and he has an insane body of work on the internet that you can enjoy at any time, forever. Would be pretty darn cool, I think. So let's see how it goes. But no, I'm not really thinking about, super long term. What would my last stream want to be? I don't even want to think about that. I think that's years and years and years, decades away. Why would I be planning for that now when I'm only 43 years old, right?
There's a lot to unpack there, and why, again, what's important to make sure that I let the whole thing play out. So again, context. Phil really does not have any goals on what he'll do in the future, and it really does show he wants to keep doing this as long as possible. He claims he's successful, but obviously he's still constantly begging for money. Not only that, we know he's begged that he's still, questioning what he's doing with his money, and we know he's spending it. Not only that, he's obviously not giving Kat what she wants, and yet she's the one that has to work retail. Not only that, is that Phil is really just annoyed, thinks he's been doing this a long time. He really doesn't have any wisdom. Like, Phil, to many people, and I don't like, is, with people, some people, is, oh, he's why gaming is dumbed down. He's why they're developing, etc., etc. Phil has nothing to gaming or any wisdom. To the point where it's hard to even say if Phil even does have any idea or goals what he's going to do after this all. He's not going to be doing this long. Of course, he's not going to think about the long term. He's only thinking short term. He expects that the money will still keep coming as long as possible. The problem is, he has no idea what he can be doing before. Like, I don't see Phil doing this long, but I also don't see, like, the tractors sticking around 100%. Like, local culture has definitely changed. That not everyone's going to be still doing this as long as possible. Like, at some point, I'm going to probably not talk about Phil anymore.
I will say this, if you're here today to see me try out Slay the Spire 2, if you like this game already and you want to see me play it more, please engage and support the stream today. I want to do more unique stuff like this year. This is my goal in 2026. Play a bigger variety of games. Play games that normally I would have just skipped, right? That's my whole mentality this year, is to try to expose myself to as much of the gaming landscape as possible so I have a big picture idea of what's really going on this year, rather than only focusing on little AAA things here or there. You know what I'm saying? But I do need to know that people want it, So please, let's have a great stream today. Let's get engagement with likes on the stream. Please like the videos, leave comments. Let's get support on the stream. Let's go.
It shouldn't take you until you're 30, 43. But in 2026, we try to do new things. In fact, it should not have taken this long. When he held that money he did have, he should have had a gaming PC. All this. It shouldn't have taken this long to do all that. He's wasting his time. Wasting his time and money.
Someone tipped the buck, says, do you ever see yourself as officially retiring and having your golden years free of work and streaming, focusing on relaxation and life experiences? Well, it could happen, but again, it's like I've said, think of it this way, okay? Right now, I stream about 6 days a week. There's some weeks I stream 5 days a week, and each day that I stream about 8 hours, okay, roughly. Some days it's less, some days it's more. It depends on what's going on, okay? That's a full work schedule for anyone. It's like any job, that would be considered a full work schedule. As I get older, would I like to cut back on that? Sure. I'd like to have more time to spend with my family, my wife, and do more things that are personal offline. I'm working toward that. Things are getting good to the point where maybe, yes, that can actually happen. But the thing is, even though I work a lot, I love my work. And that's what I want to emphasize. I love being here every day. This, to me, just sitting here chilling with you guys right now, there's zero stress. I mean it, zero stress. There is stress involved with the job, having to moderate and take care of nonsense trolls, having to worry that, you want to have every stream be successful in some way when it comes to engagement and support. You got to try to motivate towards those goals, right? Let's be honest. You need to have it be a successful business, right? So that's always something in my mind. And depending on what kind of a game I'm playing, some games can be very stressful. Playing Street Fighter, that's stressful. Okay, playing a game that's like a difficult game, pretty stressful. Some games are not stressful at all. Okay, so yeah, there's an element of stress, but for the most part, this is incredibly fun. And because of that, you say, well, will I ever fully retire? Why? If I have fun sitting on stream with an interactive audience, why would I ever want to cut that completely out of my life? Right? I'm not saying that I want to work full time for the rest of my life till the day I die, but I'm saying, hey, if I'm enjoying it, why would I ever want to cut that enjoyment out of my life? I've even told you guys, if I ever were somehow to break out and become a big time rich guy, what if I won the lotto right now and now I have hundreds of millions of dollars? I would still stream. I want to make that abundantly clear. I would still stream. Even if I would probably demonetize everything, or I would say all proceeds go to charity. Like, I would just say any money I make on a stream goes right to charity. Okay? Because I love it. I want to hang out with you guys. I want to have a good time. That's what it's all about. It's not just about, oh, I'm here to make a paycheck. If the paycheck wasn't a factor, it'd be even more fun to be here. Seriously.
Phil really is trying to think that he's going to keep doing this forever as always, and that he is, like, he sees this as a job that he doesn't actually enjoy. And for him, the idea that he actually gets stressed playing games is sad. Like, there's why you notice he's trying to avoid hard games like the plague because he knows that these get a lot of attention. Like now, he's not now. It's easy to get Joe to now be seen as a game journalist, be take them seriously, because he does things like not understanding how game mechanics work, and it's now more proof that he never played GoldenEye or probably barely played N64 time because he's screwing up. And also, the fact that he relies on interacting with a chat he doesn't really know barely, it's how parasocial it is. Like, this is the only people he talks to, and he doesn't want to do anything for Kat. He doesn't want to give her an actual trip or anything. Not only that, he's not doing anything to care for her. And yet, she's the one that has to go out for a job and completely hates. But it's Phil we're talking about. I don't even know what he's going to do when all this is over. But honestly, this is not a substantial job. This is not going to last him any longer than you may think he will. And to top it off, the fact you're saying this doesn't give you stress, but then it does sometimes, it really says enough about Phil, is that he is really just wasting his time for something that he clearly dislikes. And that is video games.
Is it my job? Yes. Do I take it seriously? Yes. But it's probably the most, fun, loose job ever, All right, this person who I banned the other day on Kick is saying that they're going to behave if I unban them. I'm going to unban them, and the moment that they act up, I'm going to instantly ban them again, and then I'm never going to unban them ever again. So let's see if they can actually be a person of their word. Because they've been asking for 2 days to be unbanned, so now they just promised me that they're going to behave. We'll see what happens. Yeah, right. Can we kick off today with the banana song? You want me to be honest? I don't even remember it again. Because now we haven't talked about it in a couple of weeks. Okay, I think I remember it. You see how hard? I don't think about it. Because I don't think about it. I don't remember. You guys remember it because you sat there playing the clip over and over for like 5 years. Right? For me, it's something I've heard a few times. I don't remember it. It's not even notable to me. Playing these bongos. Banana song. Time for the banana song. I want banana, tasty banana. See, I forgot it already. I totally forgot it.
If you've been following Darkside Phil as long as I have, he does not take this quote-unquote job as seriously as he claims. In fact, he's getting more lazier and lazier. Now he tries to do anything against the algorithm by very terrible titles, AI thumbnails, stuff like that. And honestly, he really is, and he's still trying to rely on the same types of gimmicks to even keep going. Also, how would you tell how this is the first time I talked about the banana song, how he's acting about the banana song, but you could tell how nervous his like fake forced laugh about it. Like, he knows the song, he's afraid of it. And it's shown that he's more afraid of that song. And he's now, like, being autistically noticing the music change and dancing to it. Like, he is very much keep proving why a lot of people say he has autism. And it's really showing. I mean, it's just very showing that that he's one that's thinking more about the banana song than even us, and that's why it's so easy to make fun of Phil about it. And this is not a job that is going to sustain him for long. I don't even know how long he may last. I still say I give him to at least he's 50, or maybe 2 more years. Give or take, he might get to Bankruptcy 2.0 and be back at Seattle in Renton.
I want banana. Oh, the tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze the peel, in comes the nana. Yeah. Oh, banana. All right, there you go. You got your banana fix for today.
He really is not, stopping the children entertainer allegations. Because why does he do all these stuff? You think that he acts like a complete child, like his mental, his mental, his mental, his mental age is like almost a child, and he does these weird things to he's meant to be adults. And we wonder why he attracts people like certain people around him who are not mentally okay. It's why people make fun of some of his fans who are actually in wheelchairs. But honestly, I don't get it either. But honestly, I did not think this video would be going as long. So we'll see how far. So he seems like we start talking about RPGs, and then we'll be talking about the Mario movie soon. Let's hope we get for this. I had to actually go look for some more clips for this. That's why this video is my first video in a long time. It's almost 42 freaking minutes. Because I hate myself.
Very nice. Release the banana files, says 6 Hybrid. Phil, we know you've been hiding those banana files all these years. Rose Diamond says, is there less stress on Dragon Quest doing super well later this week because other streams have been going successfully? Yes. Now here's the thing. I still want it to be successfully. I still want it to be successfully? Boy, I'm really jumbling my words today. I still want it to be successful. I still want to get an audience for it. I still want to have people support it. I want people to like JRPGs and my content because I love JRPGs. So I want them to be viable. You understand? I want them to be a part of my content. But I need people to actually be here for them. And that's the challenge I'm having right now. So let's see what happens. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get people to show up for Dragon Quest. But yes, it does take a lot of the pressure off for the fact that, hey, I've had some great streams already this week. There hasn't been many problems, right? So, yeah.
I mean, let's see. You have Alien at every single Predator RPG. You have stopped playing certain games people actually wanted. You force game people down people's throats. And then you want to say, and then you put all your bank on people wondering why they don't want to see what you play RPGs, Phil. You don't get it. That's why no one wants to watch you play RPGs anymore.
Why do you think people don't find it entertaining when you play JRPGs and don't support? Huh? What do you mean? Pokemon enthusiastic? Pokemon enthusiastic, let me put it this way. Alright? I play Hollow Knight, people show up, engage, and support. I play Street Fighter, people show up, engage, and support. I sit here and hang out talking to you. People show up, engage, and support. I do a random Indies night. People show up, engage, and support. I play Dragon Quest VII. Not a lot of people show up. Not a lot of people engage. Not a lot of people support. There's a direct correlation, right? If everything else I'm doing is working, but when I play the JRPG, it doesn't, there's a correlation there. And this is not a one-time thing. This is not a two-time thing. This is literally every time that I play this kind of game. Like, every single time, all right? There's definitely a disconnect with my enjoyment of games and the styles of games that I like and the style that, in general, my audience likes, okay? There just is. And I think I have to accept that, but I am hoping, with the fact that I am still toughing through and playing the games, even if they're not doing that well, that I will eventually recruit people to the JRPG side. Does that make sense? I want more people to enjoy what I like, because I want to be able to play what I like more often. But I can't if people don't also like it. I'm a streamer. My job is to entertain an audience. I'm not just here to play a game for myself. I'm here to entertain you. So I have to do things that you're going to be here for and hang out and watch and enjoy and support. I have to do those things, or else I will never be successful, right?
The problem with Mr. 18-year content creators understand you can't just try to force people to like something when they don't enjoy it. Not that I'm saying people don't like RPGs. Trust me, there's a lot. The problem is that film is boring to watch play RPGs. He wants to claim he loves doing this, and he cares so more about money. He wants to care about engagement and support, not understanding that you have not only have thinned out your audience, but you also have basically made things very, very
Look closely.
boring.
That's
Like,
not Terra.
This video being recorded
Maybe
after
not,
Phil just
but
started
I'm still going to
Pokemon
keep
Fire
calling
Red.
his name.
And it is the most,
We have to light his way
it is
home.
the most, obnoxious
Then-
playthrough ever.
Hey
This is someone
guys,
who's playing
feeling a little left
Pokemon,
out here.
having no idea about
Vanitas,
anything of Gen 1,
you're coming
and it is
home
the most
too.
insufferable nonsense.
Huh?
No one,
But my
and if that
home is
Phil
in
has to
you.
force that you must engage, support
You know
his
what'll
content.
happen, right?
It's why people don't want him.
I'll just
it's like he's trying to
disappear inside
include
of
a
you
cult,
forever.
and the cult must continue
Don't you
supporting
have any
him,
love at
or
all
they
for
don't.
your own brother?
And the problem is,
We're not
Phil has
brothers.
alienated that JRPG audience so
same.
much. Phil won't even go back to Persona because he's still mad about the whole copyright strikes. Not understanding that no one gets struck down for Persona anymore. And he's
You
still
believe
mad about
that?
it. He's still
Then
upset
you
because
really
he thinks
are
Atlas is trying to
naive.
destroy his business. Well, how does it destroy your business when you play
This
a
may
little bit
shock
of
you,
metaphor
but we're not the same like you think.
Fantasio, didn't you?
I
It didn't
was
do
just
anything.
hidden
You're still
deep inside
butthurt
of
about
you
it.
for a really
Us,
long
it is like I
time.
said, you can't
All
force
Xehanort
people to like
did
something.
Was tear me
You
right
can't
out
force
of
them to
you.
always give you
Then
money.
go back to where you
Let
came from.
It shows you how much he only cared about money to keep his
Maybe.
lifestyle going, and not to just
If it's darkness
keep,
you're looking for,
if you're
then
about
I
keeping
have
the
more
lifestyle
than
anymore.
enough
It's about
to
keeping
go
his
around.
lifestyle. That's why he's still in that gated community. That is why he's still in
Stop.
Washington.
Quit using
He's
our friend
stuck
for your
in a
games.
lifestyle
A
of his own
Keyblade
making,
Master
and he
wielding
can't
your
get through it.
key in anger?
So really, it's not even about him
Shameful.
playing Dragon Quest or any of these games. He's just not engaging
We have
to
unfinished
watch.
business.
No one comes for DSP
fell
for video
into
games.
darkness.
We come to watch the
And for
laugh
10
at.
years, I
That's
wandered
what
through
you
the
are,
dark
Phil.
room.
You are the
Now,
clown, the jester,
I'm
the person
finally
that we
here.
watch to laugh at. No one wants to
And I
give you
want
money.
only one
We just
thing.
want to see you
With
fail
all my
and
heart.
crash out like an idiot child you are.
Xehanort.
Because it's fun. They
I'm
want you to play video
casting you
games.
out of Terra for
Toasty says JRPGs are actually some of your most entertaining playthroughs because you like them so much. I know. Like, for example, I'm playing Dragon Quest. I'm literally fully narrating the game, reading all the dialogue that's not being spoken by the voice actors, right? I'm narrating the combat. I'm doing, I get into it. I like it. I don't get it. I don't know why people just,
ever.
Funny how Phil said this every time he says he loves it. He loves playing RPGs, doing voice acting, etc., etc. What all Phil really does is just reading text, which anyone can do. His engagement is just reading. Like he's trying to read. He doesn't add anything in his reading. At least when most people, especially who are doing Let's Play, when they do like voice acting or they read out the text, they add a lot of fun, they add a lot of emphasis into like the role they play and they do. They add a lot. They try to be funny, they try to have fun, try to be engaging. I'll give Trevor Conroy this, that he has a lot of fun. And he is insightful, he adds information, and he doesn't add anything new or different when he plays the game. He doesn't add information, doesn't add like new tidbits you never knew about. It's just going on. And it's always been going on. No one cares about his RPG playthrough.
I feel like modern audiences, sadly, have almost been, how can I say? It's babied isn't the word, but I feel like modern game development has gone a certain route to hop on certain trends, because I just talked about this yesterday during the Dragon Quest stream. Even Final Fantasy, the franchise that really kind of innovated turn-based RPGs along with Dragon Quest, because I say those are the two, right? Final Fantasy isn't turn-based anymore. The recent Final Fantasies are all action-based button mashing. They are. Both Final Fantasy VII Remake, trilogy, as well as Final Fantasy 15, 16, they're button mashers. There's no turn-based strategy to it at all. They've removed the element that made it unique and it gave it its identity because they felt, modern audiences don't want that. So when you're being told literally by game developers this isn't good anymore, it's hard for people to appreciate it, right? It's a damned miracle that a game like Expedition 33 did so well last year, because it's turn-based. And you have been told and conditioned by game development that turn-based is awful and boring. It's not. I'm telling you right now, it's not. More strategic, turn-based, slow-paced. I love that kind of combat. It allows you to think. It allows the combat to become more complex. When everything's action-based, you just have to mash. Like, I'll give you an example. Old school Pokemon games versus Pokemon Legends ZA. Old school Pokemon games being turn-based, you can actually use status effects and or those kind of like over time effects very effectively. You can say, okay, turn 1, I will use a blind. Turn 2, poison. Turn 3, I'll hit him hard. Then I'll tag out to my other Pokemon. When you're playing Pokemon Legends ZA, it's all 100% action focused. You can't even think for a quarter of a second on anything you're doing. So the moment your Pokemon comes in, mash. Do the attack that's the most powerful. Keep mashing. Oh, next, mash a other powerful attack. Mash the other powerful attack. That's all you can do. There's no strategy to it. There's no intelligence to it. It takes away a whole element of something that makes the game good. I hate that. I hate that they've actually removed it from Pokemon. Now, will the next Pokemon be the same? I hope not. But it seems like that's what they're going toward. They're going towards less intelligence, less thought, more button mashing for the masses because the masses are dumb and the masses can't think. So instead, just make it that you go like this, right? I mean, make every game Kingdom Hearts 3. No, please don't. Some of us actually want to use our brain cells when we play video games. We don't want to have everything done for us. We don't want to have everything be a quick button push.
Bill, I'm one of the 1% on the chapter side who does not think that you are the sole reason why gaming is being dumbed down, that there's yellow paint, and all that bullshit. Okay, let's start off with the first thing. RPGs are not fucking dead. RPGs are not, they turn-based RPGs are not dead. It's funny how you only bring, like, just because, like, you take the whole, like, here's the thing about you and playing, you like action RPGs. You don't put any, you say you want to think, but when you play, like, anything a slow pace, you have to be hand-holded. Games that are not even having, like, hand-holding, you struggle at. And also, Legends ZA, Legends ZA is not even, like, the thousands of Legends ZA is not going to replace thousands of Pokemon. It's not. And then also, oh yeah, you bring up Kingdom Hearts 3. The only reason you're so bitching about Kingdom Hearts 3 Dark Side still is because it didn't give you any money. That's why you're mad about it. That's why you make it, you have all these action RPGs. It's because they don't give you enough money. And also, you don't think. You basically only hope to provide one ability, one tactic, and I hope that you steam through your way for the whole entire game. That's what you've always done. To the point that when you play, that you want to go back and play Dark Souls again, nobody asks for you to play Dark Souls. Play something else. Bro, you want to talk about and play Parrot Cure because I won Game of the fucking Year. I think, yeah, I did. Yeah, best RPG Game of the Year. It did, both. That's all. You don't even play Persona. It's still turn-based. It hasn't changed. You don't talk about any other like RPGs. And they're still not action RPGs. And also, when you were playing Legends ZA, and trust me, when we saw you have played past Pokemon games, you don't even use status effects. You don't even use debuffs. You don't even do any of that. You try to over-level and then hope that you win. You struggle at even the simple thing. You lost to Nimona several times. How do you lose to Nimona? Like, Nimona is one of my favorite characters. But you lost her several times? And you think that we're being that game dev or saying that turn-based RPG is not good anymore? Shut the fuck up, Bill. You make no sense. You hear the voice in your head, you believe the voice in your head, and then you hear the voice in your head, and then you hear the same voice in your head right now. You make no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. I had to make sure I had to get all that because there's nothing to be out of context. I'm not going to talk about fighting games. I just want to get to the Mario Brothers Park, and that's the reason I fucking wanted this video.
You know how also what is suffering from this? Fighting games. Fighting games used to be very complex inputs, timing. Now it's just everyone can do every single thing in every fighting game because they dumbed them down that there's no skill anymore. So every moron could just do and do giant combos and stuff. That's dumb. You're making the human populace stupider by making everything so goddamn easy.
Again, I'm not the person who keeps thinking that Phil dumbed down gaming. The problem with Phil when it comes to playing fighting games is that he still reliant on his tactics he used to do when he was playing Super Turbo at Broken Court. He's upset that fighting games have moved past what he's done before. He can't keep up with fighting games. That's he's thinking that we're being dumbed down. You're just upset because you can't win. You're upset that every time you play a fighting game, you play 3 out of 6, you're being outclassed people who are better than you. And instead of, oh, it's my fault, I might not able to survive anymore. No, it's the game's fault. It's the developer's fault. It's people who are able to do better than me's fault.
Nope.
And yet you want to act like, oh, everything's gonna be dumbed down. Again, Phil, I don't believe you even cause of yellow paint on that. I don't feel the coincidence. But go on, James. Keep talking your bullshit. Because at least I can get all my frustrations out for today. So I got nothing else better to do in my life. You know what? I want to go watch the Xbox Showcase, which is the time of night. I'm recording this by now, it's already soon, and listen to your dribble. Because it's actually better than this.
We don't want that. There's supposed to be an element of challenge to video games. Why have you removed it? Hell, I'll even say Resident Evil Requiem. For all the things that it did right, it was too easy. I wanted it to be more challenging. Why did I go through the game and basically one-shot every boss? I shouldn't. I shouldn't one-shot every boss. Now, the game should have good checkpoints, so if you die, you can do the boss over. But why did I one-shot everything? It should have been more challenging than that. I just don't get it.
So, you played that game on standard. We saw. That's why you were able to get to that game easier than you did. But here's the thing. Phil cries when games are too hard, and then cries when they're too easy. And he wants to cry about challenge, but he always plays a lot of games on standard mode. He always plays it on normal, the baby mode, if you will. And the thing is, Phil, well, basically, that's why Phil complains about fighting games, because they're giving him a challenge he didn't ask for, because he wants to basically play one character, have a style, and then get you and then breeze through it. Phil isn't just upset because he wants challenge, but then complains when he gets challenged, then hates when he doesn't get challenged, and then cries about that. He really is a corporate, doesn't know what he wants. And that's the problem. Phil does not know what he ever wants.
Why
and he doesn't blame the game devs. The reason why he had difficulty so everyone have a way of what they want to play. They want to play it easy, they want to play more casual, they want to play hard. That's what they all have. But Phil just wants to not. He doesn't want difficulties. He just wants to get through games and then profit. That's what he misses about the old games. But he will never get those back. Okay, so now finally, after all of this, we're going to now see him rant about the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
I am the shadow that you cast.
Next time, because unfortunately, I have to split this into 2 parts. Sorry.